Hello everyone, in today's podcast we're going to talk about migration, their challenges, and a possible way to overcome them. Today I am with my team members Aranza, Alexandra, and Carlos.
The first topic that we were talking about is the era of immigration. The period started from 1830 to 1930, which was the time when immigration from the Old World, North and South, the Central America, exploded in the United States. For example, the immigration was so strong that almost 15% of the population was born outside the country. In 1819, during this period, there was a forced immigration of Africans to United States. Yes, despite the difficult family life and embarking on a very difficult journey, they decide to undertake the journey to take a better life. A very important driving factor is the economic difficulties. In my conclusion, the era of the immigration was very difficult. Country century for many people, an entire country for these reasons, such as the economy and quantity of life, is that many people immigrate to Canada and United States for Asia, Europe, and America Central.
On the topic of who are today's immigrants, an immigrant has always been characterized by going to another country, abandoning the country of their roots for a great work proposal. It is understood that the number of immigrants has increased worldwide, and it is thought that in the next 30 years it will increase even more. But this is no longer the case because in the powers that it is given as a destination for a good life. But in small countries there are more jobs. So something is shown it is the demand for labor, which is a position of necessity that moves to other countries for their qualification. Um, Education has also been highlighting with their way of raising children to be better people in the future. Family and countries have also influenced immigration decisions.
Yeah, and thanks to this, we can see the importance of knowing other cultures. Imagine a world where we were all the same, where everything has just one way to be done, to live, to communicate. It will be very nice if we could talk to everybody without the necessity of learning how to speak in other language. But honestly, it will be very boring. Korean is an amazing language. It's too, I don't know how to describe it, but it's beautiful. Um, but, well, what I mean is that we have the opportunity to live in a world where people are free to live their lives the way they want. And that let them create new cultures that are incredible. And I think that if people could give themselves a chance to explore and to learn something new, they will discover a whole new world. There are also a lot of benefits about this. You can understand the world better, you can prevent and overcome racial and ethnic divisions, you can minimize stereotypes, also you can learn new experience. Well, see, yes, learn new experiences. Um, why would we private this to ourselves? In conclusion, I think that if we let ourselves feel and explore new cultures, new ways of thinking and living without falling into excesses, we could live in a better world without racial and ethnic divisions. We're all humans, we're all beautiful. We should never forget that.
Migration has altered the character of almost every country in the world. It tends to change the culture and the citizens' perspective of the world. It can lead to an enrichment of employed cultures, new ideas, economical opportunities for the people and their countries, but also to produce attitudes and discriminatory behavior due to a lack of understanding among the people. Sociologists generally define prejudice as a set of irrational judgments and bias about a certain group of people based only on their membership in that group. In fact, groups of minorities often suffer from a higher degree of unemployment, less access to social services, and less political representation compared to other groups. There is no doubt that hundreds of years of racial and ethnic prejudice and discrimination have held back some minority groups both socially and economically. To help rectify these inequalities, some countries have instituted preferential policies with the goal of promoting equal opportunity for all in education, employment, business, and political life. The United States has used a similar but essentially same measure called affirmative action programs to help remedy the inequalities that discrimination has caused for blacks and other minorities in housing, employment, and education. The goal of affirmative action is to ensure that minorities enjoy the same opportunities as all other people. For instance, it is legal for colleges and universities in the United States to consider the race and ethnicity among the many factors that determine which students are selected for admission, scholarships, and financial aid. However, there are opponents to this policy that argue that affirmative action ignores the importance of the individual merit in a country that has always valued self-reliance. Despite of this, the weakness of this view is that this does not consider the long history of discrimination in the United States and its consequences. Personally, I think these policies aren't as effective or lasting as they could be, but at least they are trying to mend the problem.